Hello and welcome back again. It's Laura at Hyperstamper and I just finished today's junk journal. It is adorable. This is a classic children's story, a very old story. I've seen lots of versions of it, but this is the only one I have found where the whole book is dedicated to the story. Usually it's a story within a storybook full of stories. Oof, that was a lot. Okay, so this is the little red rabbit. The little rabbit who wanted red wings. And it's so precious. It's such a sweet story. This is from 1945. I didn't want to change too much about the cover, so I just added a bit of black trim and I put some matching ribbons and trim down the side, and I left this alone. I was going to make it into an Easter journal, but the colors just didn't work, and I have another idea for my next Easter journal. So here's the original first few pages, and as you know, everything in here is authentic, original, antique, and vintage ephemera. So look how cute. Now, the thing that's really funny is on every single page of this book, which is why the book dealer gave it to me, is because some child took the stamp from St. Petersburg, Florida, and stamped multiple times on every single page of the book. So it kind of lost its value. But look at these great illustrations. This is another page here from the early 1900s. And here are two more pages of the book. These are actually the last two pages of the book. And as you can see, this one's got the little stamp, just absolutely adorable. And I have a little pocket down here with a 1950s mini playing card and some vintage Monopoly money. And then I have up here this beautiful plate from the early 1900s. I added antique paper on the back. So lots of little hidden spots in here. And I pulled that from the top of a antique book, Impressions and Memories. This is from Freckles, 1904. And this is a beautiful little pocket here from the 1940s. And look at this. I've been waiting. I thought I would tuck it in this one because if it sells quickly, somebody will have it in plenty of time for Valentine's Day. And just look how cute that is. Isn't that sweet? And I'm guessing that's probably from the 40s, actually. And I love it. That one's made in the USA. And then this here is a beautiful 1940s magazine page. And this is how to make doll clothes and a doll. So that's pretty neat. I really like that little pocket there. And over here, we've got one of those beautiful Fashions Through the Ages from 1947 and a vintage 1950s recipe book page. Look at that. Oh my God. Remember those? Oh, no. Another page here. And then this is a really fun flip up. These are some of the rock stars of the 50s. That page is from 1955. Bill Haley and the Comets. I remember my dad playing those records vividly. And then we have some extra journaling space in this little mini booklet here with all my antique scraps. And then this is also an antique pocket here, removable pocket. Really fun cluster down here. And this here is from the early 1900s. It's a plate out of an old art book. And then I put, again, more antique paper on the back of that. Hidden journaling spot up here. Here's another fun piece here. That was from another one of these pieces from that giant framed piece from the class of in the 1950s. And again, look at the hair. This one almost doesn't fit in the photograph. Every time I see these, I just crack up. I know. Anyways, here's another page from this book. This is the first page. So oh my gosh, I just love it. It's so sweet. Such a sweet book. Okay, over here's another one of those 1947 fashion pages. And look at this I got from, oh my gosh, I forget what year this is. I believe it's the 40s. Or 50s. So #1 musical hit, Ethel Merman and Jimmy Durante. Woohoo! I think that's pretty darn cool. And that was an advertisement to go and see that. 1930s students page here. And this is a beautiful piece from a music portfolio, antique. I love this little bit of texture here from the interior spine, vintage ledger sheet. Look at how cool this is. This is the cover of a book, Fruits and Vegetables in the Home and How to Preserve Them. And I just love it. It's like, oh, it feels good. It's old. It's super, super old. I love it so much. More clusters up here. More of that music portfolio, or folio, sorry. This came from the title of the book, How This Book Came to Be Written. I thought that was pretty cool for a journal. And this is a beautiful little poem about the stars. And this is another little image from an antique children's book. And then this here is really cool. It is a German banknote from 1926. So 99 years old. This is from a vintage children's book here, and I put in a 1937 5-year diary page from December, and another one of Stacy's receipts from Maple Grove. Pop them in there, and then back here, another little pocket. And look at this beautiful, beautiful piece. And now that is St. Petersburg. And that's pretty cool too. And that is turn of the century. Not this century, by the way. I love this. How to Iron from 1940s. A doily page from the 50s. This is from the 30s. This is from the early 1900s, and I love this banknote here. Isn't that fantastic, from 1939? Look at all the stamps they got on it. 7 stamps and another one on the back. And then what's really cool is they just stuck the stamp right on the check and sent it in the mail. Who does that? It's crazy. Very trustworthy 100 years ago. And then a nice little pocket here. And this is a cool piece here. Whoever owns this journal, I appreciate that that's the inside of the sewed signatures, and I left that in there. I pulled it out and re-glued it down. I love this page here, and it has a really great poem on the other side about the country. And bird page from the early 1900s. This is an antique folio again, and I just loved the graphics on it. I thought it was very beautiful. And look at this. Look at the skirt. You're going to love this. Now, how typical, right? When you think of 1950s dresses, this is what you think of. And the little cape that they would wear. Look at the purse with the tassels. I actually really like that. I want that. And then look at all these accessories. It's just fabulous. Fabulous. Like, whoever owns this is going to have so much fun looking at that, right? I did. Time to pass it on. Beautiful little image here from the 1930s. Another little piece here. Antique book. And then this is a piece of 50-year-old, what do you call it? Stationery. And you can see the embossed image of the Victorian woman on there. Just gonna have fun with that too. And then another 1920s piece here with antique paper on the back. And this is really cool. This is from 1885, that same German book I've been telling you about. Antique paper on the back. It's just the most beautiful cardstock. The German bookmakers were the best in the world in the 1800s. You just couldn't beat a German book. So many companies from America and Canada, all over the world, would send their books to Germany to have them made in the 1800s. This is just a really beautiful antique image here. And this is the interior of the spine of the book. This is from the 50s here. Isn't that cool? Another little storybook page from another vintage book. 1956 stamp up here. And this is an antique page here. Lots of space to journal. And then there's a recipe there from a 1955 recipe book. Remember the duotang reinforcements? You'd lick them and stick them on. Those are on there. I do remember that. And a vintage tree book page. I love that. Look at these beautiful images. They're so beautiful. I like the feel of the paper. This is from an old receipt book. Sort of like it would have been filled with 100 receipts, and that was the very end of it. You would have kept track of all the different things that you wrote. Nobody ever did. Every single one I've ever come across is blank. And this is another 50-year-old Birds of America page here. And then that is it. That brings us to the, no it doesn't, I'm a liar, big fat liar. Oh yes, so that brings us to the end. And I hope you love this as much as I loved making it. Don't forget to subscribe and come back soon and visit me at hyperstamper.etsy.com. Bye for now.